Next up, we're going to learn the outside slack bind. It looks like this. And for this bind, just like the one-hand slack bind, you're using the weight and momentum of the yo-yo to use the string. The weight and momentum of the yo-yo, like I said, forces the string into the gap, and then it forces your yo-yo to bind back up to your hand. So you're going to throw a trapeze, and I like to use my middle finger of my non-throw hand to start with redirecting the yo-yo and carrying the momentum over to my throw hand side of my body. And you're going to use this non-throw hand. You want your yo-yo to hang at about shoulder level, and just let it hang there right before you release it, because you are going to wait a second before you use your throw hand to throw the slack underneath and catch your yo-yo. So if you throw your yo-yo too high and then throw the slack, it's either going to miss, or your yo-yo is going to be spinning super fast. It's going to get a lot of string and it's going to come back super quick, which are two things you don't want to happen. So again, let it hang at about shoulder level. And then right as you're releasing your non-throw hand to let this big loop of slack right here, that's going to carry underneath to your throw hand side of your body and then bind your yo-yo. Right as you're releasing that, you want to wait until your yo-yo is suspended and then falling, okay? So it'll take a couple tries to understand the finesse and timing of everything, but just practice doing that first, because if you pay close enough attention as I'm dropping and falling, dropping the yo-yo and letting it fall, that loop of slack almost carries over independently on its own. So practice that a couple times, and then after you get the hang of that, you'll be able to learn with your throw hand how to aim the slack. Once again, the closer your throw hand is to the yo-yo, the easier it's going to be to return. The cool part that makes these slack tricks look really awesome is when you can exaggerate them and get your hand like super far away, and it almost looks like the yo-yo is not supposed to come back or something. But when you're first starting to learn them, it makes it a lot easier if you get, like I said, your throw hand as close as you can to the yo-yo, so that way you have not only are you going to have all of this big loop of slack right here to catch your yo-yo and bind up, but that also is going to make it a lot easier to aim, because you're aiming with this string that's connected to your throw hand. So the closer it is to your yo-yo, the easier it's going to be to aim, and the easier it will bind your yo-yo back up to your hand. So once you combine all those elements together, the outside slack bind looks like this. A quick variation for the outside bind is by Takeshi Matsura, and it looks like this. So you're going to do the outside bind, but then he actually grabs that piece of slack. This might take me a couple tries with the snack. Got it. So he grabs this piece of slack, and then he'll actually throw the yo-yo straight up like that. I think he actually does like a couple other rotations with the yo-yo or something really crazy, but it's a really easy piece of it's a really easy piece of flair to add on to the yo-yo trick as you're learning, and it kind of almost, again, happens by accident. Like I was saying, if you just, are letting the yo-yo string hang long enough, you could just be like, oh man, let me just reach over there and grab it. And then, like I said, once he grabs it, it lets you throw the yo-yo in any direction that you want to. So after you grab it, you could just throw it down and then go into a front style trick, or like I was saying, Takeshi might throw it straight up in the air. So it's a really easy addition to the trick and variation that's easily learned that you can add.